I'm living my best life. Yeah, yeah. I'm living my best life. Made a couple M's, you know. I said, I'm living my best life. I said, I'm living my best life. Made a couple M's with my best friends. Turned all my L's into lessons. You see the whip pulling up, it's like skirt. Dreams pulling up, I'm like skirt. I'm living my best life. It's my
Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Ashley Lorraine. If you have not yet subscribed yet, y'all know what to do. So it's been a minute since I've actually recorded a video, and I'm gonna tell you really what's been on my mind, what I've been doing. So I took a little sabbatical, so I walked away for a minute because I couldn't figure out exactly what I want to talk about, if people was actually going to be interested in what I was saying, or if I needed to go back to the drawing board and revamp. So I just came to the conclusion that if you're going to rock with me, you're going to rock with me. If you want to hear what I'm saying, you're going to be tuned in. If you don't, it is what it is. So today's video is definitely going to be short and sweet. So I am a mentor, and I talk to a lot of young girls. Like, that's just my heart and my passion. So this video is to young girls that are in junior high, high school, those ages of like 13 through even 21. You know, you're dating, first year, second year, third year college, and just really how to keep yourself separate from everybody else and not really following the trends. So if you are interested in this video, stay tuned. If not, try the next video though. Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna make it really short, sweet, and simple. And everything that I say to you guys, I always try to tell you, A, what I've experienced in my life, and then B, the way that I wish I would have did things. So I say this to say, I'm not perfect. I've definitely made mistakes. But when it comes to me talking to my daughter as she grows up, I'm going to teach her the game. Like, I'm going to tell her the things that I went through. So hopefully she doesn't really have to go through and experience the same type of issues I had to. Yes, we're all going to walk different paths. Yes, you know, we're all going to have different experiences in life. But I don't believe everybody has to fall through those same pitfalls, those same holes. So here we go. First things first, how to date when you are in high school. I'm gonna be so 1000 with y'all. If I could go back to being in high school, I would have never dated. I would have just stayed focused on sports. I would have stayed focused in my academics. Of course, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna party, but there's ways to do that without really committing and being in a relationship. Because let's be honest, nobody's really trying to commit in high school. Like, you like somebody and you can really like somebody, but ladies, I'm gonna be real with you. It'll make so much more sense if you would just focus on other things than guys, because typically they're really just doing something just to be doing it. Just because you value yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to value you the same. So when it comes to like dating and sex, I would tell my daughter, you can have guy friends, but when it comes to committing and being in a relationship, just don't do it. Like, stay focused on what's important, because you got your whole life to date. So I had one little girl, well, she's not a little girl, she's 17 years old, and she asked me, why is it okay for guys to have sex, move on, date another girl, and it's not for girls? Let me just say this across the board. A, life ain't fair. And B, you don't want to be that chick that goes from relationship to relationship to relationship, because it's different. And there are different standards for guys, whether we want to admit it or not. I don't want to be that chick that goes from relationship to relationship, and neither do you, because at the end of the day, it's almost like a car. When you purchase a new car, you're excited about it. It got the new car smell. It's beautiful. I mean, you just love the car. You treat it with care. But as soon as you drive it off the lot, the car actually depreciates. It's kind of the same thing when you lay down and have sex with a guy. I don't care how old you are. At some point, the value, it begins to depreciate. Not saying that he's going to abuse you or take advantage, but I am talking to that younger generation. I am talking to those girls that are still trying to figure out their bodies, that are still trying to figure out life. You don't have to always give it up. You can date and have fun and date different guys without giving yourself to someone. So just because a guy does it, it doesn't make it right for him, but you set the tone. We have to realize that we set the standards in relationships. Like, we set the tone for the next guy. If I'm a virgin and I have sex with a guy and it didn't work out, you better believe the next dude, even if he knows I'm a good girl, even if he knows, you know what I'm saying, I've never been with another guy, even if he knows those things, it's still a challenge for him. It's still a task for him to get me. It's still a task for him to want to say he had something so precious and so valuable, ladies. So you have to keep yourself separate. We're not going to do the back and forth of arguing or why guys can do it and why girls can't do it. The fact remain is that we are women, we are ladies, and there's a certain standard we have to live by. I think sometimes we get so caught up in social media and what everyone else is doing that we think that's the norm. The reality is it's not the norm. It's not the norm. So I got another question of, you know, I'm dating this guy, and what if he doesn't appreciate the things that I do for him? Once again, I'm speaking to this younger generation. You should not be doing anything for a guy. Like, no, because the way you get him is the way you're going to keep him. A guy's going to ask you on a date, then he should be the one paying for the meal. He should be the one paying for dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to be sitting back like, no, you going to do for me. But at the end of the day, ladies, you're in a dating space, a dating situation to where you should not be coming out of your pockets for anything. We have to be able to value ourselves and know who we are. If we do not value ourselves, we cannot expect a guy to value us. And we have to know that even if you are having sex, or you did have sex, or you're thinking about having sex, I'm gonna be so 100 with you. Honey, listen to me loud and clear. History has a habit of repeating itself. Before you were born, it was already set in stone. History is going to repeat itself. The longer you hold out, the better it will be. If you have to set different standards and limits for yourself, like I can't go out, I won't stay out past 11, or I don't talk to a guy past this time. Even at 32, like I sometimes will be like, okay, I'm not going to talk to a guy past 11 o'clock. I'm a single woman, you know, so I have 2 children. So I know where my mind can go. I know where his mind can go. So I try to set up standards and limits for my own self to keep myself together, because I do want to be treated and honored and valued. But if you don't value yourself, no one else will value you. So don't follow the trends, ladies. You have to blaze your own trail, and it's so hard, especially if you're hanging around people that are having sex, or you're going to parties and they are drinking and they are smoking. If you even have made those mistakes, that's okay, but you don't have to stay in this cycle, right? Be separate, be different, learn to love yourself. And I'm even going to tell my daughter, like when she gets to a point to where she's dating, and I got this question and it was so interesting, you know, how do you get over a guy? It's different for everybody, you know. But one thing I do know is that if you focus more on you and not the relationship, you'll get so much further in life. And it's not about being selfish. Believe me, it's not. It's just about guarding your heart and focusing on what needs to be focused on. And that's purpose. If school is what you got to focus on school. You know, hang out with your girls and watch that too, though. But just really, truly, the way to keep your value up is to be different. You can't be like everybody else. You can't go to all the parties. Guys will get tired of seeing you at all the parties. Like, you can't make yourself available all the time, even if you are. So I would just encourage these young women now that are dating and that are really searching and trying to find themselves, that A, you don't have to be like everybody else. B, it's gonna take a little suffering just to keep yourself separate, because this generation, it can get a little crazy, and sometimes we can fall so much in cycles that it becomes normal. It's not normal to devalue yourself. It's not normal to go from one relationship to the next. It's not normal. And I think that society has normalized sex so much that it becomes okay for a 14-year-old to be having sex, or it's okay for a 13-year-old to be having sex. It's not okay. You got women that are full-blown adults in careers that have a hard time handling sexual relationships, because by all means, women, you do fall for guys, especially when you're younger. And if you are having sex and you just going from one guy to the next and you have no type of remorse, or you don't feel no type of way, you definitely got to check yourself, because one day you're going to want to settle down. One day you're going to want to be married. One day you're going to want these finer things in life, and you want your value and your stock to be so high. Yes, we make mistakes. But some mistakes you don't have to make. You don't have to fall in the same footsteps as someone else. Like, don't try to jump over the same ditch. Like, just avoid it all in one, you know? So I just say to ladies that are dating, you have to keep yourself separate. And believe me, there are going to be plenty of men, plenty of opportunities, plenty of whatever it is you're searching and looking for a relationship. You got your whole life ahead of you. Don't put everything in one box. And trust the process, you know? enjoy being single, enjoy learning yourself, enjoy building your career. You don't have to be 45 years old going back to college. You don't have to be 45 years old learning these lessons. You can learn these lessons at 16. You can learn these lessons at 14. You can listen to people that have been there before you and trust the process. So yes, I hope this actually helps somebody out. I really try to make it short, sweet, and simple, but I just want to encourage the young girls to hold out when it comes to dating and having sex. Even if you date, you can have fun with guys, but hold out. Because just because you know, one thing that I realized is that when I was younger, before I had sex, like I knew the type of woman I was. I knew that I was valuable. I was smart. I was beautiful. I was talented. Like I had all these, just these great things about me. And I thought that when I dated the guy that took my virginity, when I thought he would actually see those things and treat me as valuable as I thought of myself. And the facts remain is he didn't. He didn't. And I'm not saying that's going to happen for everyone, but what I'm saying is it created unnecessary hurt and pain that didn't have to be there. So if I can teach my daughter or teach someone else to just avoid those situations, life would be so much greater. It would. So if you like what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. Until the next video, I'll see you soon. Bye.